If you watched my last video about the Tennessee State Fair moving, I mentioned there were several reasons, but one of them was very big. Well, that reason is over my shoulder. If you want to find out exactly what it is, where it is, and how big it is, stick around. Hey, I am Andy Lusk with Weichert Realtors, the Andrews Group here in Nashville, Tennessee. And yes, Nashville is building a soccer stadium.
Boy, they sure love soccer here.
Now, before we get too much into that, let me just tell you my personal background with soccer.
I hate soccer.
All right, I'm not a huge soccer fan. And I don't think I'm unlike a lot of other people in Nashville. So let me give you my vantage point, having lived in Nashville since that's my dog. So let me give you my vantage point, having lived in Nashville since 1995. When these started showing up in local sporting goods stores, I honestly wondered, why are we focusing on Nashville, South Carolina? And what do we need to know about their weightlifting team? I mean, look at it. To me, it looked like a barbell. I thought the icon was about weight. I had to do a little research to see what the logo even means. You can comment below about the logo. That's not what the video is about, but it is kind of a curious logo. What it means, what those lines represent, are sound waves. So yeah, it's a whole play on the Music City thing. So they're sound waves. It's not a barbell. And not only are those sound waves, the colors for the Nashville SC logo are electric gold and acoustic blue. We're so musical here. Oh, and by the way, there is a Nashville, Ohio, a Nashville, North Carolina, a Nashville, Georgia, even a Nashville, New York. I don't think there's a Nashville, South Carolina. I could be wrong.
Are you familiar with the soccer stadium?
The Nashville SC Stadium. It's gonna be really cool. And this week, in fact in 2 days, marks a pretty big landmark. They are going to complete the metal framing of the entire structure this week. It's August 25th at the moment, so by the end of this week, the metal structure is supposed to be complete. So that's a pretty big deal. So we're moving right along to have this thing ready for 2022. Let me show you on a map where it is. Just southeast of town. It's where the Nashville Fairgrounds were. Do we still call it the Fairgrounds? I should know that.
Maybe someone who's been here or knows anything about soccer.
If you saw my last video, it's the same place where the Tennessee State Fair used to be held. So where is the Nashville SC playing right now? And what is the Nashville SC? All right, so it is the Nashville Soccer Club.
All right, today we're going to play soccer.
They made their debut in the USL, or United Soccer League, in 2018. Like any sports team, there's some history prior to that, but for all practical purposes, in December of 2017, it was announced Nashville SC was going to be an expansion team added to the MLS, Major League Soccer.
So just last year, in 2020, year of the pandemic, of course, Nashville SC as a Major League Soccer team was playing in, and has been playing, is currently playing in Nissan Stadium. Same stadium where the Titans play. One thing about Nashville is we love new stuff. We've seen it with the NFL draft recently. This summer we just had our first Grand Prix race in town. These events were very well attended. So when this thing opens next year, Nashville SC having their own soccer field, soccer pitch, football, what's the thing called that they play on? It's not a soccer field. Is that very American to say it's a soccer field? The football pitch. Is it wrong to combine the two? Soccer pitch? When the stadium opens in 2022, It's going to draw a lot of attention to the area, possibly international attention to the area once we start playing in our own stadium, and here's why. Nashville SC Stadium is slated to be the largest soccer-specific stadium in the country. Yeah, with 30,000 seats, Nashville SC Stadium is slated to be the largest soccer-specific stadium in the U.S. Like a lot of other Nashvillians, I am going to definitely check it out because it's something new and big that's happening in our city. So come check out Nashville SC Stadium when it opens next year in 2022. The location is super convenient. If you haven't seen my video for the commute into Nashville from Wilson County where I live in Mount Juliet, just east of the city. Check out that video. We're right in the middle of back to school season right now. And with the Nashville SC Stadium being in such close proximity to Belmont University, you've also got Lipscomb University and Vanderbilt right nearby. Watch for my upcoming video on the local universities right there in Nashville. I'm Andy from here in Nashville. I hope you learned something about Nashville SC Stadium. I look forward to seeing you at a Nashville SC game.